What is up?
Hey, what's up, James? How you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Pretty good.
All right, so you got in. We'll wait for a few more people to jump in.
How many more are coming?
I think just 5 today.
Oh, cool.
A really tight group. And we want to keep a kind of a lid on this just to make sure everyone's comfortable. We know the features work. Everything works. It's just, is it clear to understand? Do we need to make sure we improve some of the like education materials, stuff like that?
Yeah, you guys have been doing it privately for a while, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, Katie. All right, so I'll hang out for another minute here. I'll get things set up.
Hey, James. You're not going to be able to see my face because I'm at my actual job, so I don't have a video camera.
No worries.
So I'll just be a mystery.
As long as you can see everything on my screen, we're good.
All right, cool.
All right.
I thought I was going to be late to this, but I'm not, thank God.
No, we're right on time.
What was it? Yep, I already did, yeah, so I'll be ready by 1:15. Yeah, I'll keep it. Thank you. Okay.
All right, let's see here. All right, guys, so we'll let others chime in, and we're also recording this too, so if we need to come back through and like review anything or things that we missed, I'll make sure this is posted for you guys. All right, so sharing one screen here. Cool. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
Caleb, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up, bro?
How's everyone doing?
So good.
Good. I like this format a lot better than just a straight up webinar meeting where I don't get to talk to anybody. Because otherwise, I'm sitting in this by myself and there's no one here. So it's kind of cool. Get some interaction. But that's exactly what we wanted to do with this beta rollout, is to get feedback on your guys' experience on this entire process. Namely, if you guys run into any roadblocks or anything like that, or if there's any ways that you guys have come up with to kind of better drive adoption, from the member standpoint. Any of that stuff would be super helpful as we kind of build this out. But again, ACH is fully built out. It's working 100%. We've tested it on our side over the past months after literally like years of building. There's just a lot of things that needed to go on behind the scenes to make sure this is it's working as smoothly and as efficiently as we wanted it to. So let's kind of just run through this. Again, so just ACH, it's going to be just direct bank debits. So just anywhere in place of credit cards. Namely, you want to be using it just for recurring transactions. I think it's too much of a hurdle and too much risk for one-off transactions or like big punch card stuff like that. So if we kind of go down the breakdown of what this is going to cost, cost is significantly cheaper, right? So your typical credit card transaction fees for Stripe is 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction. With Stripe's ACH, it's just a flat 0.08% or 0.8% with a $5 cap. So I think it's still anything over $600, somewhere around that range, it's capped at $5 per transaction. So it's saving over 2%. And if you can convert, the majority of your recurring memberships on there, that's, 2% over the years.
Yeah.
Cool. So there are some particulars about ACH. Have you guys all had experience with direct bank draft?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have not. No.
Okay. So just because of the process, it's not as immediate as credit cards. When someone initiates a transaction via ACH, it can take up to 5 days for Stripe to acknowledge that that was a failed or a successful transaction. And after that, it can take about 1 to 2 days, whatever the normal deposit cycle is, for that transaction to actually be deposited to your account. So in all, it could take as long as 7 days for successful transactions to be deposited into your bank account. Hopefully it's a little bit faster than that, but that's kind of one of the bigger drawbacks with ACH, because there's no instant verification of funds in someone's bank account. It takes a while for that to get to their bank and then for them to push it back to Stripe. Cool. So how does it work? We'll go through a little bit of a demo here. And so after this call, I'll make sure our team goes through and enables ACH on each of your accounts. So first thing you'll do is to go to apps and let's see, go to App Store here, and we'll go to ACH. And so this will already be configured. And the things that you'll have to pay attention to, there's really 3 things. Each of these 2 fields for NSF fees. So this is if you put a transaction through and that member's or that customer's bank account can't cover that transaction, there is a fee for that. So that's another risk. And that fee is going to get passed on directly to you. It's up to you how you want to pass it on to the member, right? So we've given 2 fields here because the way that we'll handle NSF fees or NSF transactions, if that member has a credit card on file, the backup will be the credit card. So if that transaction fails ACH, if there's a credit card on file, we'll charge that credit card or attempt to charge on the credit card. With that, you'll still get the fee of $4. That's what Stripe charges. It's your choice on how you want to pass it on or if you want to pass it on. But that setting is here. And then if there is no credit card backup, the invoice will still be attempted as much as it needed. So if it takes 5 attempts for that transaction to go through, you'll get billed the same just that $4 amount, but you can charge the member whatever you want to for that. So if you want to kind of charge them for just extra headache or whatnot, you can charge them a separate amount for that if they don't have a credit card on file. Now with ACH,
so we have to. Sorry, can I jump in? So we would have to charge them the NSFs ourselves, like on an invoice. It wouldn't automatically do that?
No, it would automatically pull it through these settings. It's just you would be the one to set this. But if an ACH transaction failed, the system will automatically add whatever fee this is, whatever they kind of qualify for.
Okay.
Right. So you wouldn't have to manually generate that charge.
Okay, perfect.
James, what if they fail like 6 days in a row? Are we getting 6 different charges of that?
It'll be one transaction.
Okay.
One NSF fee. And it only shows one invoice.
Okay.
It's not like every attempt it's one. It's just the first one. Okay. And then so going along with ACH and the way that this is going to work for our system, at least right now, is you have to enable it for certain plans, right? And this way you can kind of limit it for specific plans. Again, maybe it's terrible for like a drop-in, but it's great for any kind of recurring memberships. So what we do, this will pull in all of your available plans that you have active now, and you'll just go through and toggle which ones you want to accept ACH for, right? So this one has just a ton of different plans, but I've gone through and like all of our unlimited recurring memberships, those are all going to be turned on for ACH. Okay. So once
what about for appointment credits?
Appointment credits cannot just yet because those are still one-off transactions.
So like we sell all of our personal training via appointment credit. Should we make memberships and do it that way then? Because those are like pretty high dollar transactions for us.
Yeah. I think it might be an easier switch on our side to add this in. So let me make a note of that for appointment credits.
Caleb, are your appointments recurring? No, right? You sell them in big chunks?
We'll sell like 10 at a time, and then when they run out, we'll sell 10 more. So that could be like a $700 transaction. I definitely would prefer to run that through ACH than credit card.
Wow.
No, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, so for now they're limited to plans. Let me talk with you guys and see what the development process is for this in terms of adding appointments. Okay, so now that we've added the settings in here, we save this. And so the one thing about ACH is if you enable it for a plan, from a landing page, you'll only be able to accept ACH, right? So if I go and sign up this member, let's see, through a landing page, where's my member plan? Okay. So we'll walk through two different examples. One signing up a member through a landing page, and then one signing up a member through the dashboard, right? So we'll go view plan info. I'm just gonna pull up this landing page so we can sign up a member. And one of the reasons why it took us so long is because we wanted to make this as quick as possible in terms of account verification. So we've built this with it's called a played integration, and it's just a way to be able to verify someone's bank account quickly. So cool. So if you notice through this landing page, it's pretty much the same, right? The only difference is you're going to have this option or this field here to input your bank information or the member's bank information. So we're taking on the kind of example of someone comes in, they want to purchase this membership, hand them this tablet with this landing page, or if you're in front of a computer, whatever it is. So they type in their name, ACH test. Let's make that a real phone number. Cool. Birth date. And so the cool thing about this, with our plate integration, you can type in, the member can type in their bank account, or bank name, and it'll take them to kind of this login page where they'll be able to log into their account, right? So in this case, I'd put in my Stripe information or my Chase information, and it would verify that it's my account. Let me show you what that looks like, what the member would see. So these are the two prompts they would see, right? Once they input their username and password for whatever their bank account is, they'll be sent a confirmation code, either via email or via text. And then they'll input that code into the second piece, where then that's what verifies the account. And then it'll look like this for the bottom of the page. So if you see this piece where it tells you the bank account, and then specifically what account, then at that point, the bank account is connected through this landing page. And then you go through and hit sign up. Let's see where we're at. I'm not gonna go through this process. But yeah, once you hit sign up, then it'll automatically put that transaction through. And so just again, with the nature of ACH, because there's no immediate confirmation that this transaction is successful, it'll automatically add that plan as if it was successful. Like, let me go through kind of a different example here where let's say the member has kind of a local, credit union. Maybe they're not a big bank.
Yeah, we have a lot of local credit unions here. So
this will kind of take you down the route of the kind of the older school way where you have to now verify deposits. So the cool thing about Plaid is you don't have to verify, test deposits. But as a backup, if Plaid doesn't recognize that member's bank account or banking institution, we can go back through and then input their routing number, input their account number. And again, what this does in the next day or two is it sends 2 micro deposits to that member's account where they can verify what those amounts are. And then again, that would be the verification process. So if at all possible, and Plaid is still adding to their institution list, but if it doesn't get picked up, then you go back to this workflow of routing number and account number. And so in either case, we're sent to this receipt, right? And again, this is still kind of just all pending per se. If it comes back in 4 days, 5 days that this transaction failed, their membership would immediately go on back to alert. So for the first 4 or 5 days, we're going to treat it like this transaction was successful, right? So if I go back to, let's see, a control panel here, find this guy, test ACH. I'm gonna try to find the guy that we just signed up. All right. There we go. Cool. So this is what it looks like from your back end, right? We've obviously added a new member. They get their documents and whatnot. What we're looking for specifically is right now, their account is technically on alert because they haven't verified their bank account. So they'll be able to do this via email, right? So your member can do this where you can verify the deposit amounts, the micro deposit amounts. So go verify bank deposit. They can do this again via email. They'll receive the same kind of workflow where they can verify that they received 32 cents here, 45 cents here, and save changes. All right, good. So that updated everything, right? Now we've verified this bank account is good. Again, not that the funds are good, but just that it's their account. And then with that,
funds will still pull if an account's not verified, correct?
It will make the attempt, but the member's account needs to be verified first before those transactions will actually go through and be credited to you.
Okay.
So it won't let you deduct from a non-verified account.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. And so now when we look at their profile information, we know that this plan is linked to this bank account. Now their plan is active, fully active. There's no alert on here. And we verified sorry about that, guys. We verified that their bank account is active as well. Okay. So just in terms of the sign up process, did that make sense? Or was that pretty clear, pretty easy? And if we look down here, let's see. Within this, they'll also receive a separate verification email. So part of this process, not firing from my test system, but they'll receive a verification email that'll link them to that same screen where we can verify those two micro deposits. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so we went through the landing page option, and again, for the most part, that's probably the route you want to sign people up through. Now going through, and if you wanted to sign up someone from the computer, right? So you're sitting behind a desk. Same idea. ACH is only still tied to specific plans. So let's say if you go to Batman, we'll sign up Batman for ACH. So we have to select one of the plans that we enable for ACH, right? So if you notice, I added plan to member here, and let's say I select a random one. Here. We'll still let you do it here because you're on the control panel, right? So as far as adding the plan, we're not going to actually have you grab their bank account information. Just for security purposes, we don't want someone handing over their routing number and account number to you, like, on a paper or something like that. So what's going to happen here is you'll add their plan just as normal, right? So if we want to start billing today, let's see, third, let's say we get them hooked up with a discount and bank account. So again, there's no field here for an admin or a coach or staff member to input their bank account information. But what's going to happen is we're going to send them down the same path of ideally first, if they can get through Played, we'll get them through Played. But what's going to happen is we're going to send them a text message, right? So I'll put my phone number on here. All right. Cool. So to add it the same way, right? So with this, still put on alert, still put it as pending because it's not verified. And so what we'll need to do, payment information. Oh, because this member has yet to attempt to connect their bank account, we don't have their bank account information stored here, right? So what needs to happen now is the member would need to check their text message or email to take them through that same process of getting through this page, right? They'll be able to log into whatever the banking institution is and put their security code, and that would verify it. Again, otherwise they can opt in for the micro deposit verification pathway.
So is there going to be a spot like on the right-hand side, where before I could request to my members, like add a new credit card, can I request them to add their bank account?
Yeah.
Because I have most of our members' ACH information in our locked filing cabinet, but if I can't, I have to have all of these people do it themselves.
So a lot of the things are treated the same way as credit card. So you'll see that option here. And again, all this is going to do is going to shoot them that same text, right?
Okay.
Workflow is still kind of the same. So if you want to grab the information, you can. Otherwise, we can send that text and they can go through method 1, method 2, either one.
Okay.
Cool. And so that's kind of just the gist of how ACH is going to function in PushPress for the time being. I think the one thing that, I forgot who brought that up, maybe Caleb, on the appointment credits. That's something I'll follow up with my team on today after our meeting today. But so far, what do you guys think on this?
Yeah, I think it's easy. I'm excited for it, so I can start using my other payment processing system.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Nick.
Sorry, yeah, I foresee one problem. I mean, I'm in Florida, so we have a lot of older clients.
Yeah.
I think this is going to add like a level of complexity that a lot of them can't handle. I know it sounds dumb, but like seriously, most of them are not going to know how to get into their own bank account on their phone.
Yeah. So in that case, they can just go with the manual verification.
Okay.
So if someone doesn't have any online logins, even if their account, let's say even if they do have Chase, right? What I would do is still have them select, let's see, this option for, just type in some random letter, and my bank account's not here. So this automatically opens up the option for adding your account number and routing number. Would that
I'm sorry. I lost my when you talked. Can you say that again? So we have the opportunity to add that in themselves?
Yeah, so from the landing page, again, what we're going to try to drive is through the login of whatever the banking institution is. But let's say if they don't have a login, they might have a Chase account, but they don't have a login for that.
Right.
When you type in any letter into here, it'll automatically try to pull in whatever bank institution. But if not, there's going to be an option here that says, I don't see my bank account.
Got it, okay.
And then that'll open up this, that'll open up this modal here where we can input their information.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Let's see. So again, the only real things that we were asking from you guys is that you guys are, using it. Right, so we don't have a hard number. One of the things that we wanted to kind of help crowdsource from you guys also is if you had any ideas on like promotions or incentives that we can share with the rest of the group in terms of what you guys are going to be trying to entice your members to go ACH versus credit card. So if you guys can provide some feedback like that. And then again, just overall, if you run into kind of stumbling blocks, this didn't make too much sense or this could be clear. So Nick, in the same way, brought up the example of, have a bunch of members who might be kind of over the technical hump. How can we make it easier for them? If you have any questions like that or any suggestions, we're more than happy to work that in, guys.
I know that being able to put it in ourselves would help a lot. Like,
okay.
I don't know.
100%.
Okay.
I'm not sure. There might be like a demographic where that doesn't work.
Yeah.
But like the micro gym model, I could see nearly 100% of my members just handing me one of their checks with void on it and saying like, take care of this the same way you do with my credit card. Whereas I can already, we're going to try and do it, but I can see lots of headaches coming from the multi-step process. Like I can see a bunch of my members not ever letting me know about the 2 microtransactions.
Yeah.
Not on purpose. They're just going to forget about it. And it's going to be like a 3-week process of trying to get those things done.
Right. I think with that, it's a limitation on Stripe's side. They won't let us verify anything unless they can verify that particular customer owns that account. Otherwise, you can grab someone's account number and routing number kind of on the fly. Those are a little bit easier to access. So I don't know if any workarounds there. Probably should have had Brian on this call. Brian pretty much built out ACH for us, and he's our banking specialist. Let me see if there's any other solutions for that. I'm not too familiar with it in terms of outside of this workflow, but I'll ask and keep you guys updated on that.
Maybe it's overly simplified, but I'm trying to think like you know what rig equipment is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just did a small loan with them, and all they did was ask for a copy of my routing and an account number, and then now I'm on automatic ACH with them. I'm not sure. I didn't have to give like a username or a password of any kind. I didn't have to log in.
I think it depends on the merchant.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think it depends on the merchant. So let me kind of dive in and see what Stripe has available and what they're open to. But yeah, definitely a good question, man.
Because I could see me going to like 90% ACH if that was the way we could do it.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot slower and a little more difficult if we had to do it the other way.
Okay. That makes sense.
I plan on, right now we currently are at like 95% ACH. So for me, I was just that I could take all my information that I have, type in the numbers, and then transfer it and close my other system. But now I think I'm just going to have to do it member by member, which means it's just going to take a couple months to make sure everything is done and my whole ebb and flow process of accounts receivable is, on point. So it's just going to take a little longer to get it all up and going, which I get from a standpoint and just all that stuff with people's account information. But yeah, if there was a way that I could just do it manually, that would help a lot. It'd just speed up the process for me.
Yeah, that could be done in like days, I feel like, if that was the case.
Yeah, if you could input it by yourself. Yeah, I think there just might be a security feature on Stripe's side. But again, I'll dive in on that for you guys, and I'll keep you posted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So will this be live today then?
This will be live for you guys end of business day today, just to make sure that we can turn everything on. And then the one thing that's going to change for you guys, and it's not a real material change, it's just to enable ACH. I'm not sure if you guys listened to last week's webinar on our live demo of subscriptions going to invoicing. And so that doesn't change the way that it's actually handled. What that does is every time now a new membership or even just your monthly transaction for a membership goes through, the way that it used to work is it would get just charged automatically. There would be no invoice, right? So let's say on the 5th, my membership due for my unlimited whatever is set to be billed, and that would automatically get sent to Stripe. But now we're adding a second piece in there that includes the invoice. And that way ACH can hit that invoice and kind of just try that invoice again versus going straight to just the Stripe side. So with that, there might be some, the only issues that you might run into is if you have members who are on alert, for a long time. Let's say a member might have been on alert for 3 months. When we make this flip for you guys at the end of the day today, 3 invoices will be generated for that member because they missed June, July, and August payment. So all those 3 invoices would get generated today, and it's up to you guys how you want to handle that. If you want to try to recapture the payment or just forgive the invoice and then just catch that member up at, in terms of just getting them caught up to today current, so the membership isn't on alert. But that's just one thing to watch out for. And so that's not going to really affect anything. It's more so just keeping an eye on just cleaning up any data that might occur because we're switching from our original transaction flow to now we're moving all subscriptions to invoicing first and then to the transaction. So it's more on the technical side, but just keep an eye on just keeping clean if you see a huge influx of invoices that are failing, or a certain member might have 12 invoices. If they were on alert for that long and they never got cleaned up, that might be their case. But yeah, if you guys have any issues, just come straight to me. guys all have like my info, or hit me up in intercom, and I can work with you guys on making sure everything's cleaned up, and then we're good to go.
Hey, does anybody have any ideas on incentivizing yet?
I don't know if you guys covered this. I had to step out for a phone call real quick, but someone posted in the PushPress group the other day about like a quick little script of what they would send to their clients that seemed very simple but very effective. And so that was kind of the direction I was going to go with rolling this out, and not so much incentivizing it, but just kind of asking, just like, hey, we are now able to accept this. Please fill out your information, blah, blah, blah. And, see how much of a percentage of people would actually do it before having to twist their arm or provide any extra incentive. Because I think that most of our people would probably switch over without having to incentivize it.
Yeah, I think in the macro gym space, because we have a lot tighter communities, that if you're just upfront about it and this savings would help alleviate operations on your side, or just contribute to faster improvements, more equipment, whatever it is. I think definitely I agree with that in terms of that being kind of your initial try. And then, going forward, if you wanted more adoption, then maybe start to incentivize it.
Does anyone know the legality of adding the extra credit card fee to the membership?
I think that's very state by state.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. They're very state by state.
Yeah, that'd definitely be the route to pursue down the road if nobody wanted to comply.
Yeah, that was my thought, was like, we allow some deadline, I don't know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Say, okay, like starting this date, the membership will be this plus 0.4% or whatever it is.
Well, and this is, I'm not sure what legal will say about this, but there's a way you can work around it just by rewording it and give them a discount on ACH versus tacking on an extra fee for a credit card.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I can't officially say that, but I think off the record, like that's something that I would entertain, but still make sure that's cleared in your state.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So next steps, I'll make sure ACH is enabled for all you guys by the end of the day. I'll send you each an email with all of our setup and help documents for ACH. So if you guys need to troubleshoot anything, you guys have the resources there you need. But again, just reach out to me directly if you have any questions. And then usually probably end of the week, like Thursday or Friday, I'll reach out to you guys just to kind of get in your ear on what your experiences with it so far is. And again, if you have any specific feedback on what we can improve, just let me know.
Is anybody planning a mass rollout versus just a small batch rollout?
Yeah, I'm rolling all of my members that are currently in our payment system right now doing ACH. So we have probably like 95 that are going to go on ACH here in the next 3 weeks. As I have members that were already charged on the first on ACH in my other system, so I can't, until I get paid on those people, I can't really change them into PushPress yet. But I have most of our other members starting out on the 15th, so I'm going to try to get all of those set up here within the next 2 weeks, so then it will get charged in PushPress, not my other system. So.
Okay, I'm straight up PushPress and Stripes. I'm just credit card, so I was probably just going to take 10 or 15 people and try to roll it out to them, and then kind of keep doing it that way, as opposed to sending it out to everybody at once and trying to merge everybody at once.
That was my game idea. It was like 10 of them, and then see what mistakes I make.
Yeah.
For everybody else, because I've never done ACH before.
Yeah, I'll see what we can do about having some kind of like a migration assistant. In the same way we have a migration assistant from one system to PushPress. I think we might be able to build something where we can try to get everyone from credit card to ACH.
That would be super helpful, because I can see myself going back and forth all the time on this.
Yeah, and we, honestly, like from our standpoint, we want everyone to be able to push for 100% adoption for ACH, at least for recurring billing. It's just a win-win for everybody on our side. So yeah, let me see what we can do about building some kind of migration workflow for you guys from credit card to ACH.
Cool.
Awesome, James. Only on a part of note of this, is recurring appointments in the time frame that this will be working?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. 'Cause that would make such a big
For
difference.
appointments, that's the next thing on the hit list.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So this will all, as far as recurring appointments, once we have that, that's going to make ACH payments for recurring appointments a lot easier to manage.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, guys. Cool. So that's all I got for you today. But again, I'll confirm with everything with all of you guys later today once everything's live in your accounts, and then just take it for a spin. Keep me posted.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a good rest of your days.
You too.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Bye.